Our friend Chef Adrian loves to share simple yet flavorful recipes with us all the time, and today he's cooking with pecans. Plus, he's sharing a little secret about the time that he was on the Food Network. Take a look.
Now, if you grew up in Texas, you probably grew up with these right in your backyard. It's the pecan, or is it pecan? I guess it depends on what side of the fence you're sitting on. But I'll always have a personal connection with pecans for one reason only. They were the secret ingredient back on an episode of the Food Network I competed on. And let me tell you, finding a way to incorporate pecan whiskey, pecan ice cream, pecan pie, and pecans in general can be a bit of a challenge in any recipe. But I rose to the occasion, and today I'm going to show you guys how to recreate those dishes at home. We're making a chili pecan crusted pork with a caramelized lime sweet potato and topping it off with a Hatch cranberry whiskey salsa. First step, we're going to soak those Hatch peppers and cranberries in a bit of the pecan whiskey, or any whiskey is fine at that. Okay, so we're going to start our whiskey Hatch cranberry salsa here for our pork tenderloin, and what it's going to start with is a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. If you want to use coconut oil, that's really good flavor too for that. We're just going to go a couple of times around the skillet, and I've got this on a medium-high heat. In goes some chopped garlic and a little bit of red onion, and I'm using red just because I had it on hand. You can use any kind of onion you want, white, yellow. They are going to add a little bit of different flavors for each one. For instance, your white is going to be sharp, your yellow is going to be a little more sweet and soft, and your red is going to be a little more spicy. Just add in those soaked cranberries and Hatch peppers. They'll be nice and plump, and saute for about 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so confession time. Just a little one. I may have accidentally, on purpose, put some Hatch peppers because they were in season. It was Hatch pepper season at HEB, and everyone loves Hatch peppers, right? I may have accidentally, deliberately put a few Hatch peppers in my bag because they didn't have that in New York. Before I left the hotel room to the studio, some Hatch peppers accidentally, deliberately found their way in my pocket, in which I then just smuggled-ish them onto the set of the Food Network and used them in my recipe. Anyway, that's not cheating, right? It's not cheating. No, it's not. Anyway, moving forward, let's work on our pecans. We're going to toast these up in the oven with a little bit of cumin, sea salt, and a bit of paprika and some olive oil on about 350 for about 5-10 minutes, just so they're nice and golden. Your pork tenderloin and clean up all that grit off the edge here. It's that silver skin. Just take a nice boning knife, which is a long, thin knife, and just slice it right off. Cut this into medallions, season it up, 2.5 minutes each side. They should be blush pink in the center. Let them sit there in the skillet. Don't stir them or poke them or prod them, and let that caramelization form. You see that? Cut your sweet potatoes into circles and stack them 2 to 3 at a time, and just cut them crisscross and make a cube out of them and a nice small piece, and leave the skin on. It makes a nice golden edge. And saute them in medium-high heat with a little olive oil, salt, pepper, and a little garlic powder if you want. No cinnamon, please. Now, every winning recipe needs a good cheese, and for today's recipe, I'm incorporating a few cheeses from the state of cheese itself, Wisconsin. Did you know that Wisconsin wins more awards for their cheese than any other state or country every year? And today we're using Queso Fresco, which is a Hispanic-style crumbling cheese that has a semi-soft texture and has a slightly salty, delicate dairy. If you want to richen it up a little bit, the Queso Quesadilla will be perfect on top of this pork, which is a nice melted Mexican cheese that has a perfect stringiness and a mild, slightly salty flavor. And just top it off with a little bit of queso fresco and some cilantro and a bit of those toasted pecans, and of course your Hatch whiskey relish. To find these cheeses, just look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge at your local retailer, Central Market, Whole Foods, and HEB. And don't forget the most important question of all, is it pecan or pecan? You decide.
I'm going to say pecan, Chef Adrian. You guys can connect with Chef Adrian at his website, CompleteEats.com. Find more yummy recipes there. And of course, don't forget to connect with him on social media at Chef Adrian TV.